What's going on, guys? Apathetic here, and today we are back with another Destiny 2 video. I'll say another because it's been a little while, but I'm back to kind of give you guys a quick little guide on how to get to about 260 to 280 light level. You'll probably end up in the 270-ish light rating, and Luke Smith just came out on Twitter and said the raid is actually going to be between 260 and 280 power level, so pretty nice, not too hard to attain. It's just going to be some pretty straight grinding, but I'm gonna lay it all out here for you guys, so I'll make it as easy as possible. So come Wednesday, which would be I think the 13th, you guys would be ready to rock and roll. So just jumping right into it, we're gonna talk about the early game. So basically level 1 to 20, and then you're gonna basically looking at power level around 10 to 200 ish. And this is pretty straightforward. So you guys just gonna do kind of the mission, knock out the campaign. As you kind of go through all that, by the time you get there, you're probably going to be around 200 by just doing the campaign. The kind of things to think about is as you're going through the campaign, you want to hold on to any blue gear that are scouts. The reason being is because later you're going to need them for the Meet a Multi-Tool quest. You're going to need to dismantle some scout rifles. And so saving those rare scouts is going to save you a lot of time. I had a friend who had to wait basically an hour and a half just for his last scout because you have to dismantle 5 to drop. Also, for tokens that you're going to be using or gaining from doing public events and things like that on EDZ or Titan or Nessus or whatever, you want to hold on to those tokens until about 264 or 260, just because you can then cash on all those tokens to get legendary engrams, which will again drop based off of your light level. Now going from 200 to about 260, this is where I just farm public events. Honestly, that's the easiest way I do it, and what I would recommend if you're doing public events, try to do your best to turn each one into a heroic public event, and each event has a specific kind of way you have to do it to turn it into a heroic event. I'm sure there's other YouTube videos and guides on those that you guys can check out, but that's going to increase your loot a lot, and it's just going to be a lot easier to kind of level up to 260 that way. And that's the way I did. I just ran public events, just farmed like EDZ or Titan or IO, whatever one you like. I would just choose to stick to one so that you can kind of farm tokens as well, because you're gonna get tokens. And once we've gotten to 260, that's where we're gonna actually use those tokens to cash out and get some legendary engrams, which will further help us get up to about 265-ish again. And so that's what we really want to use to kind of continue power leveling all the way through. That's why we saved those tokens earlier. And as you're farming these public events to get your light level just that much higher, you're going to really rack up those tokens. So it's going to be pretty easy to get up to that 264, 265 range. Now we're talking about, okay, now we're at 264, 5-ish. How do we get to 280 or within that level to do the raid? The first thing you want to do is begin the Sturm quest, and this is where you talk to Failsafe and, you know, run through all that quest line, and basically that's going to get you a pretty substantial power increase, because usually the exotic quest will drop the exotic about 15 power levels higher than what your current light is. So that's why we save this last instead of jumping right into the exotics. I know it's hard, guys. You're going to want to get your crispy new exotics, but what we want to do here is hold off to those till as long as we can. So basically once you do the Sturm quest, that's going to drop. After that, we're going to go talk to Cade 6 and begin the milestone for the flashpoint. So what that is, you basically start like the patrol quest. So again, this is indicated by the blue crowns, and we're going to use that to basically start that quest line for him, and that's going to let you do the flashpoint. And then this should get you gear that's going to drop hopefully at this point around the 277, 278, which would make your light level around 270. From there, we're going to start the quest on Nessus, and this one's called Enhance, and this is the one for the Meet a Multi-Tool or the Meet a Meta-Tool for PvP. And so you're going to run through this quest line as well to get the Meta, and again, same idea, it's going to drop pretty high compared to your current light level. So again, this should make us about 275 hopefully at best. From there, this is where we get into the Nightfall. So we're going to talk to Zavala, do all the milestones so we can unlock the Nightfall Strike. And hopefully by the time we complete that, we should be around 276, hopefully at best. From there, this is where you move on to your milestones with Shax for the Crucible. and you kind of run through that quest line as well. And as you do that, that's going to again drop you some gear that'll hopefully be around the 283 to 286 maybe at best. And so hopefully we're reaching almost 280 at this point. We should be looking pretty good. And then lastly, now that we're a higher light level, this is where you want to go back and do the exotic quest for the Rat King's crew. So that's the exotic quest line where you have to complete the Nightfall with about 5 minutes remaining. And so this is where you get the Rat King's crew exotic primary to drop, and now this to drop even higher. So that way, as long as you complete all this before reset, which is where like the Nightfall will reset, there'll be a new flashpoint where you can again increase your light level further. You guys should be about 280 at best, hopefully, but definitely well within range to be ready to rock and roll for the raid. After that, guys, it's all about just grinding for exotics. If you do happen to reach 280, that's where you can start investing in mods, which basically add +5 attack or defense to a specific weapon or armor. So you can kind of use those as well to kind of inch your way up in terms of light level even further. But that's going to do it, guys, for this complete guide. Pretty quick rundown. It's pretty straightforward. That way, and luckily the raid isn't like 300 light, so no need to really create a second character, which I did, which I'm, you know, it's cool, I guess. Got me a little bit higher, a little bit quicker, but definitely was not necessary to compete in the raid. So that's going to be it, guys. That is your guide to be raid ready. So make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I can get back on my regular grind for these videos as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.